All right, this is part 4. I had to go get water because I was getting boiled. So the other 2 parts are still on YouTube, so we're gonna do that just to avoid copyright and just to make sure I got everything situated. So yeah, this is part 4. The re-uploaded History of Power Rangers, and whatnot. So let's just go right into it.
Let you go, as a Mario would say.
Let's go. Let's make this just a little bit bigger. Hold on. Alright. Here we go.
So because in theory this season is meant to celebrate the show's history, there are tribute episodes to past seasons. About a handful of them anyway. The first is Alliance, a tribute to Wild Force. Again, in theory anyway. After some more Sentai footage is burned up, Gosei tells the Rangers that with the battles becoming more difficult, they need a new ally, and thus they're being sent on a mission.
Where are we going?
To a place called Animaria, a floating island in the shape of a turtle.
1, you mispronounced it. Animaria, not Maria. 2, no, that's the Animarium. Animaria was the land the Animarium sprung out of 3,000 years ago when the Orgs attacked and forced Princess Shayla into hibernation. 3.
What's on the island, Gosei?
A wild lion.
Yeah, and also about another 2 dozen or so other wild zords would be helpful. Why are you guys fixating just on the lion? It's actually bizarre that they didn't find some way of connecting the wild zords with the missing Robo Knight, since both were really all about protecting nature and crap. But hey, Wild Force tribute! That should be nice, right? We'll meet Princess Shayla again, learn what's happened in the last 10 years to the others. Or not, since we never see any of the human characters from Wild Force in this.
Yeah,
not even any of the other Wild Zords, just the damn lion. Which the Rangers managed to recruit into the team by the end.
The Lion Zord
the original cast can be expensive, especially when it's just a one-off and some of them aren't even acting anymore and they're not necessarily the focus. Still, it's a pity they couldn't find Cole's actor. I wonder what he's been up to the last couple of years. To add to the lack of explanation for anything, it is Noah who senses the Lion Zord when they're on the Animarium. The Blue Ranger! Does his ability to sense the Red Lion mean anything? Nope. Does he uniquely wield the Red Lion for some bizarre reason? Nope. It's just a thing that's there to be part of the episode and then forgotten. To be fair, the episode does have a positive element here and there. For starters, while they do find the Animarium in the first 10 minutes, in story it takes them quite a while.
Was there a blue Gokaiger?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought I was tripping. My bad.
Yeah,
go ahead.
You're not tripping.
You're not tripping.
No.
My bad.
The thing is, it's...
Because red, yellow, green... Oh.
Yeah, there was a blue.
Okay, alright. I'd make sure I wasn't tripping. You can go ahead.
What Wild Force said in that the Animarium was supposed to be hard to find. Also, when the Rangers change into the Wild Force Rangers, they actually do emulate the fighting style the Wild Force Rangers had, although that one is more of the Sentai footage than anything else. Next, the Lion Zord only showed itself when they morphed into Wild Force, as if it recognized them at first, but then realized they weren't the real ones. Mind you, that one could just be me reading into things too much. This episode is also the first to highlight a smaller annoyance with the morphing into other teams. While they will occasionally do the morphing call, we never hear any of the theme songs. I really hope it's not yet another
so they can add samurais in the statement.
If Saban somehow got the rights back to all of the seasons, including releasing them in full on DVD, but not the theme songs for use in other seasons. The next episode is another tribute episode, Samurai Surprise. And with a title like that, clearly it's a Lightspeed Rescue tribute. Nah, I'm kidding, of course. Lightspeed Rescue does not get a tribute episode. Nor do they ever morph into Lightspeed in the entire damn season.
What?
They don't. They don't.
That is...
Like I said, they only morphed into certain Rangers during this entire season.
So let me get this straight, y'all.
What's the point, man?
Let me get this straight. Hold on. Don't cut any of the Sentai teams out.
But cut out the
actual Power Ranger team.
What?
But cut them out though.
Yeah.
What a scam. That
is ridiculous.
I can't remember the Sentai version of it, but do they turn into Lightspeed?
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Okay, so
And it's like they turn into every last one of them, but come on, dude.
Well,
Really?
well, I guess
tell you.
in that case, the Sentai version had literally the entire season. This is basically cut in half between two Ranger forms.
John, you make a valid point, but
So they had like a short amount of time in order to use. So
Zen Master Set, whatever one we call it, I don't know.
Just call me Zen.
Got you. You mean well, and you're absolutely right.
I know. I'm trying to be clarified in one thing. Megaforce sucks.
No,
Super Megaforce double sucks.
we got you.
Damn.
You know what?
I was gonna look up what the Sentai name for Lightspeed Rescue was. I can't remember off the top of the dome piece, but I know it.
The dome piece. That's hilarious. Anyway.
My phone right here. Fuck.
What was it?
Jesus Christ.
Sentai version of Lightspeed.
Lightspeed Rescue.
Who's Aunt Kathy?
That's my question. What the fuck?
Put it on-
Sentai. Okay, now we got that right. The Super Sentai version of Lightspeed.
Rescue. Don't forget Rescue.
Go 5.
All right.
Go 5
Go
Rangers.
5. Because that was the one Sentai team that didn't have a 6th Ranger. That's why.
Oh,
That's why
in
they-
the Sentai they didn't have a 6.
They didn't. That's why it was so significant when they made the Titanium Ranger, because that was the first American 6th Ranger that they made.
Got you. Okay, got you.
That was pure creativity. I don't know who came up with that, but thank God you did that.
Yeah.
And then somebody just dropped the fucking ball.
Well,
Was that
sort
really
of, but
ball?
we'll get into that later. But yeah, a samurai tribute featuring the first returning cast member. Once again, it makes sense to have samurai be the first for the newer audience. It's just the execution is crappy. Hell, calling it a tribute episode is a bit of a stretch. It's just that Jaden and Mentor G are in it. This is in spite of the fact that they had a perfect opportunity with this episode. You'll recall that Octoroo survived the end of Samurai and was sent back to the Netherrealm. That
Right.
apparently happened in Shinkenger too, and thus when Gokaiger did their Shinkenger tribute episode, they
Correction, it was not a Shinkenger tribute episode, but Gosenja and Shinkenger crossover. Yes.
back their equivalent of Octoroo for it. What's more, I've been told that the Ranger keys utilized in that tribute episode are all ones that were in Power Rangers. So despite the fact that you have Jaden in this episode, and there is Sentai footage for the Super Megaforce team fighting and defeating Octoroo, the only villain from Samurai who actually could return, even then changing into legendary modes that were all ones adapted into Power Rangers, they decide to ignore it. You see what I mean about the bizarre form of laziness when it comes to Megaforce? They have a legacy story opportunity gift-wrapped for them.
Yes!
Especially for the younger audience still around who watched Samurai, and they not only ignore it, they'll take greater pains to edit out Sentai-only Rangers in shots, while later just letting Sentai-only teams completely through. Then we have just something embarrassing from a meta perspective. This episode features the first time the team all morphs into the original Mighty Morphin team. And they get their asses kicked by a one-off enemy. Admittedly, it's one that's supposed to be part of the Armada's elite guard, but the morph into the original team, the ones that started it all, is treated as just any other team. No more important than when the Die Ranger footage was used. Later, Jaden shows up at Ernie's.
Blame, please.
Ah, bland. Just like you, Jaden. I love how they give a brief flashback to indicate that, yep, that's Jaden. And never for
This is
any of
looking
the
at
other
camera.
tributes they do in
Why?
the
It looks so... Oh,
series
God, I don't
is
like
the
that
one
face.
they
I'm
felt
sorry.
He needed to be reminded of.
Here's a
But
nice
yeah,
jawline.
he says he knows who they are.
He got strong chin.
We know what you're up against.
And who is this we that he refers to? Him and G? The Samurai Rangers? All the other past Rangers? The Royal We? I'd sure as hell like to know.
The Royal
But
We.
don't worry, guys.
There's a simple explanation for that.
So why is he here? To give them the disc his father made, the one from Samurai's finale that doubled the user's power. I checked the episode
Excuse
again,
me?
and that disc was never destroyed, so kudos on the good continuity there.
Okay.
And then during a flashback, he vanishes. So, despite the fact that
What?
the Ranger team has their own
Yeah, he
powers,
just up
is
and leave.
actively aware of a threat to the entire world, and could continue to render assistance to the current team, they don't. At least not other than handing them a power-up. Enough with the friggin' power-ups and new...
Now, see, there's that. there's no excuse for that because
No, there isn't.
because the reason why that made sense in the Sentai version and why the other Sentai didn't really involve themselves within this war, because they didn't have any powers. Their powers got literally taken and formed into the keys. That's why that happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
In this, the keys exist,
And so do the powers.
and so do the powers. The people who had the previous powers still have them. Whether or reason why they choose not to fight,
It's up to
it's
them.
not explained.
Of course
for
it
me,
is explained.
for my-
Nothing is freaking
For my
explained in this.
fanboy, my fandom basically is that it basically exists in a different dimension.
Maybe Toei and Saban has whoever the fuck owns the shit over here.
Toei.
Maybe they live in an alternate universe over here versus over there. Maybe that's why the Power Rangers are shit over here and amazing in Japan.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe the Morphin Grid or whatever the hell they want to call it.
Do they even have Morphin Grid in Sentai?
No, it's just like I don't know what the Super Sentai power source is.
Maybe
I think it's all connected with Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Ultraman, all that. I think it's all connected.
Oh, don't forget Gao either.
And that shit too. Super Space, Space Sheriff,
not Gavin.
Gavin.
Well, Gavin is a part of that.
I never seen a Gao in.
What? He's a part of
Garo?
Yeah.
Garo, that's what it is. But he's a part of the Tokusatsu thing.
Yeah, he's a part of that too.
Yeah, he's a part of it.
He's a part of it.
But they never had a crossover though.
Yeah.
That's just his own.
Yeah, I think they're all
Actually, no, Ultraman hasn't had a
within the
crossover
same
either.
power source.
Something
I
like
think. I don't know, but because it surely seems
Yeah,
like it.
The same process of creativity.
I'm just glad they don't have most Kamen Rider series over here because they would be
I'm happy.
just as bad as
Yeah,
this.
I'm happy. It would have been so cringe.
Oh, and think about them trying to merge it together.
I don't want to.
Think about they trying to use the same character and
Stop. Just stop.
he got the same.
Just stop right there.
And they give him a new morpher and shit. Not a new morpher, a new driver and shit.
Yo, that would be
Look, guys.
that'd be just pain in my heart.
It's the Dr. Gamer driver, the mechanical driver, the time driver, the spinning driver. Just thinking about it makes me mad.
Zords! Kids don't have enough money for all the crap you're trying to push on them at once!
Oh, bullshit,
Figure
they do.
out what's important to the
They
damn
don't
show
have to
and
ask their
focus
parents.
on it! Have a
Look.
consistent status quo for 2 damn episodes in a row before you try to change things up! Have some goddamn character development and character focus episodes already! Give us some character flaws and work on them! Stop dangling new powers in front of the children like they were your keys! Give us a reason to care about these fights, damn it! Sometimes they're too strong and too numerous. Sometimes you walk right through them. Sometimes you waste money filming new shots of the Megaforce suits fighting X-Lords and then let Sentai teams in during the stock footage. How the hell does this happen? If you care more about the fight scenes than the story, why do you even bother having a story? Just have the entire damn series be a repackaging of all the fight scenes. No names or connection at all. Oh wait, we already have that because I have the damn Sentai-only teams in there!
Jaden said to use our instincts to sense their next move. Let's do that and use our best legendary mode to fight them with.
Which is why we then see them morphing into teams that they've never morphed into before, or ones that have never appeared on this show before.
How? How can this be?
For they are the Kwisatz Haderach. Why not? They put on anything else. Oh, and Jaden and Master
You
Chief
never watched
during
that
this
movie?
fight offer their
I don't think
assistance
so.
by somehow granting them the ability
So
to
that face is
unlock a
memeable.
samurai sword. So is that how it works? The other Ranger teams
Wait,
are
what?
watching them and they grant them the ability to access their weapons? Why not just give them all at once? The Earth is in danger! Go help them! Be active!
Do something. Do something.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I remember that parody movie.
I love Spaceballs. I love Spaceballs. But that's what I'm saying. He has his powers. They still have their powers. It's not like they can't just go in there and morph and help them out. In the Sentai version, it made sense because they don't have their powers anymore. the powers that were absorbed and made into the keys.
Or if they had a story, what they could do is take some of the actors that are still active, give them their powers for a brief episode or two, have them come back, help them out. It doesn't have to be the whole team. It could be one or two people from the previous team that helped them out.
It could have been that.
Come on.
That could have been fine.
Here's an idea. Instead of having all the keys in front of us at first, why not each episode going forward, they unlock a key? Or all the keys.
Or find one. Or find them. Instead of having every last one of them be perched up in your base as if they're freaking trophies.
And then
they were trophies.
And then go say on the wall is like, you know what? They can they can all cross the street without looking left and right. Let's give them all brand new keys.
For no freaking like you made a sandwich today. Here's a power. Oh look, you used your phone today. Here you go. Have another power for you.
You brushed your teeth.
Yeah. Thank you gave me a power. I'm happy. And look, you got a new mic. Here's a power for you. Like it's just like come on, dude.
It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, dude, they use their power of
so
courage
is there a
and
tribute episode this
determination.
season that I'd at least call decent, even if it's not completely good? Well, yes. The next one, Spirit of the Tiger. During a trip to the zoo, the ranger spots someone breaking leaves in a tiger cage, as you do, shocked by how he's just able to be in the cage without upsetting the tiger also in it.
Do you guys know what a rhino's horn is made of? It's made of hair. Tiny little hairs clumped together that grow all the time.
Well, sort of. It's made out of keratin, the same material that hair and fingernails are made out of, and structurally more tightly compressed. Whatever. That's actually pretty close and accurate.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Megaforce. You have found something you're good at. Animal trivia.
Hey, did you know tigers
I knew that.
that love water?
Yes. They can swim up to 6 miles.
Okay, enough! We get it! You read zoo books when you were little! But yeah, since Noah is evidently the only one who actually bothered to study up on past Ranger teams, the others don't recognize the Order of the Claw symbol on the jacket. Later, Emma and Jake run into Casey as he's teaching a group of students. Hey, he's still teaching. That's awesome. Master Mao would be proud.
Well, if you want to quit, that's fine. We have plenty of job openings at the custodial department, so you can clean up your shit performance!
During a fight, a monster uses his unique skills to steal their weapons away from them. This is a rather annoying thing for them since they rely on their weapons so much. We'll forgive for a second that before Super Mega Force, they were actually quite proficient in martial arts, and they still managed to force the monster to retreat using Wild Force's fighting style with the claws and whatnot, but that's not good enough for Troy.
We let go of our weapons. A ranger must never let go of his weapons.
Since when? Where the hell is this coming from? Did he berate Jake earlier when he lost his weapons in the middle of a fight? Why is he expressing more emotion about this than at the beginning of the season when Robo Knight was missing? Jake and Emma think about how, to combat the monster, they should do something other than use weapons, so go to Casey in the hopes that he can teach them some kung fu. He does so, helping them release their animal spirits. Naturally, it's Jake the Snake and Emma the Phoenix. Real props to Jason Smith in this episode, who plays the part as a seasoned master, showing that he has evolved into a more confident teacher after everything he went through in Jungle Fury. But hey, let's move away from the good part of the episode to the really stupid parts.
Have you been here all night?
Yeah.
Wow, it truly is like the Mighty Morphin days when they seemingly had no parents. Except, of course, for that episode where we met the Ranger's parents. So this is dumber. Why couldn't he research this at home? Is the database only accessible from that one computer? But hey, at least Noah was using his time productively, researching Ranger powers and weapons to find something that they could use against the monster that wouldn't get pulled away by it. Troy's response?
I told you, a ranger never lets go of his weapon. Next time, we just won't let go.
Good morning. Reasons why I drink. You may have noticed that we have a new...
Hold on.
I'm gonna let this joke play.
in our group.
But yeah, thanks to Kate researching Ranger powers and weapons to find something that they could use against the monster that wouldn't get pulled away by it. Troy's response?
I told you, a ranger never lets go of his weapon. Next time, we just won't let go.
Good morning. Reasons why I drink. You may have noticed that we have a new face in our group.
But yeah,
thank you, leader. You know, you are so great at being a leader. It amazes me how great you lead. That is the one response you give when the rest of the team are trying to find a way, a more logical way to fight the monster.
Hey, guys.
He's the chosen one again?
Yep.
Hey, guys.
I never said he was the smart one.
so guys, if we don't want to lose, let's try not to lose harder.
Yeah.
By holding on.
Because apparently a ranger never lets go of his weapon.
Which is bullshit. They always let go of their weapon.
Which is completely and utter bullcrap.
Not only did they let that shit stay, that was aired on TV.
Yes!
Yes.
And some kid was like, "Yo, that's the craziest thing."
Like, yo, that's the dopest shit.
And they took that shit and they took that shit to school and got stuffed in a locker for it.
Right.
I was that kid. I wasn't that kid. But still, it doesn't make any sense. Nothing makes sense anymore. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say absolutely nothing else. I'm lying. What the hell are you doing?
Make sure his phone's charging.
Oh.
These videos make me want to do drugs.
Or do what the joke says. Welcome to my new reason to drink alcohol.
I got alcohol if you want to drink some. I got it. I got a whole bunch of it.
And I got some weed. I think I'm gonna need some weed.
These videos. I'm glad these videos aren't.
We are not endorsing drugs or alcohol.
Yes, we are.
Yes,
Bullshit.
We are. Bullshit.
Don't listen to John.
Yes, we are.
John's a squeaky clean Catholic boy.
I am not a Catholic boy. I do go to church, but I am not a Catholic boy. Let's continue.
Fucking hate.
Thanks to Casey's training, they're able to defeat the monster. Although mysteriously, after he's defeated, they can't find Casey, and the people at the zoo say that he never worked there. Like so much else, it's
what?
Still, despite some hiccups with the idiotic dialogue from Troy, this was actually a pretty good episode, and a worthy tribute to Jungle Fury. One that I suspect would never have happened if not for one thing. Jason Smith, who played Casey, is one of the writers of the season. In fact, he wrote Samurai Surprise, which we won't hold against him. But yeah, I suspect that's the only reason this episode happened at all. Which is something I'll get into more during the analysis.
No fucking way!
I did not know that.
No way!
I don't get it.
No way!
I did not know that. I did not know that at all.
Now you know. Now you know.
An actor was actually the writer. And thanks to him, that section was actually made. I wonder if he also wrote the script where he said that known line. Rangers never let go of their weapons.
I hope not.
Wait, if he's a writer, he wrote that shit. What pisses me off, right? Yeah. Where'd that guy go? Who? He don't even work here.
As if he was a ghost.
Pretty much.
Or a spirit. But he never died, though. So how is that possible?
Or
maybe he was a crazy old man.
No, he ain't that old.
I know, but
he's not old. He was a master.
But let me say this: they probably did it as I'm gonna sneak into the zoo where these rangers are probably gonna have trouble, and they're gonna run in. I'm gonna run into.
Which makes it even more ridiculous, is because why do all that when you have your powers and you could help them?
You know what? That's a funny thing. He has his powers, and he's a Grand Master too.
Yeah!
He's probably beyond Grand Master.
That goes your whole gripe with Doggy. Your whole gripe with Doggy Kruger.
Well, see, this is why.
The only thing I'm kind of glad because they didn't do SPD, because then it'd be like, how the fuck you get to the past? There ain't supposed to be any more time wars.
Oh my gosh, bro!
Season that never had a crossover with any of the other series. Unless you count the blink and you'll miss it Jungle Karma Pizza cameo in RPM, which was a series that took place in another dimension. But in this case, Megaforce finally gives it the acknowledgement it deserved. Frankly, you gotta take the victories where you can find them. There's only one more tribute episode later in the season, and it's another bad one. But first we need to have our other 6th Ranger debut. Now, considering Robo Knight was already our 6th Ranger, and he had the largest and most in-depth story arc in the series about learning more about humanity, plus he was already a part of the team, that he would come back and be a proper Ranger, maybe even make him human somehow. But now, remember, this series actively tries to discourage you from thinking about it logically. What they go with is a perfectly fine idea, but not very well
exactly what Jonathan had said.
And thus we have the two-part Silver Lining. An Armada ship crashes on Earth near a forest, a single human figure emerging from it. Prince Vakar orders a massive army of X-Borgs to Earth to attack, even though it looks no different than usual, and the Rangers keep going to attack sightings, only to find the X-Borgs defeated already each time. Asking people about it, they say a Silver Ranger saved them. Mind you, if they remember that they can teleport, they might get there in time, but whatever. As with so many 6th Rangers before, the Silver Ranger shows up and uses super speed to defeat his enemies. Funny how it always seems like joining up with a team slows them down, isn't it? I like the Silver Ranger outfit. It's basically just a silver version of the super mode, but to keep with the pirate theme, his helmet is colored half black like a bandana, but with a yellow visor that looks like sunglasses. It's really cool. The Silver Ranger withdraws after dealing with the X-Borgs, hinting in all his dialogue that the Armada destroyed his world. What's odd is that in his civilian mode, they hide his face as if the reveal would be a big deal, and of course it's someone we've never seen before. This is Orion, who comes from the planet Andrasia. Andrasia was a planet similar to Earth, but was utterly decimated by the Armada. Orion was a miner who just barely managed to survive the attack, although his family and village didn't. He swore vengeance for this, and I've got to admit, Cameron Jibo, his actor, is doing fine with the material. It's just there isn't really much substance beyond this. They bring Orion to Gosei, and it turns out Tensu can speak Andrasian. Does that mean Tensu was built on Andrasia?
There's a simple explanation for that.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, Gosei says he thought the Ranger Key had been destroyed along with Andrasia, so he knew about the key? Why was it on Andrasia? Orion explains that he found it and the Morpher a week before the attack encased in crystal. Why was it sealed in crystal? Why was it buried in a rock? When he put the key close to the Morpher, he had a vision of various 6th Rangers. Why did he have this vision?
Far too complex for you to understand.
Orion was smart enough not to just put the weird-ass key in the box and hope for the best. At least not until the Armada destroyed his world.
Whatever happens, happens.
He was too late to save his world and failed to find any other survivors. He self-taught himself to survive and fight, so basically our 6th Ranger this time is Green Arrow.
And I started to realize that the 6th Rangers were calling out to me for a reason, to stop the Armada from doing to any other planets what they had done to mine.
And he's hearing voices that tell him to kill people. Some Armada ships had stayed behind to guard the planet, and he took one down with...
No, see, that's fine. That whole story right there, I'm fine with that.
That's the only story we're going to get, though.
That's what I'm saying. I'm fine with that. Because in the Sentai version, the Sentai, the super, like the 6 Rangers, they did talk to him. They did.
Yeah.
And told him that various among various things.
Mm-hmm.
Helped him unlock a lot of Ranger keys, or the 6 Ranger keys. So yeah, that makes sense. Then that's fine. That is completely fine. The problem is when the other team is not like that, and that's where a lot of this like clouded stuff is stemming from. Because if that Ranger Key was on another planet, why weren't the rest of them? Like,
maybe,
why?
Maybe UPS fucked up the delivery.
Or there's supposed to be some kind of alliance with this planet that's similar to Earth.
Well, you did say it was like Earth, so, you know.
It's similar to Earth.
So which means it's another KO-35.
Yeah.
That's why I'm talking. My entire theory about that. Oh, man.
Remember, Joe, nothing makes sense anymore.
Nothing makes sense.
A slingshot. A really big slingshot and a chunk of rock. Okay, I do love that because it's Power Rangers insanity, but also highlights that apparently these Armada ships are constructed out of scotch tape, tinfoil, and a lot of prayer. The Armada rescued the crew of the ship, but left the ship itself behind, apparently not wondering how a rock got into the engine. Orion repaired it over the course of several months and learned how to pilot it, eventually catching up with the Armada on Earth. They, of course, have more questions and show him around.
We use visual markers to find our way to the command center.
Confirming that, indeed, apparently they just forgot they have a working teleporter.
Hey, Orion, I noticed your Morpher was different from ours.
There's a simple explanation for that.
No. we've got a better reason not to get into that and never have it be explained. Clothing montage! You know, it's not every show that can go from genocide, thoughts of revenge, being the lone survivor of your people, and then go straight into a wacky fashion montage. Maybe there's a reason for that. I mean, like, yeah, based on the two-parter, he's been on Earth for a little bit of time, maybe not a long time, but at least a few days, and he's just got done talking about the most traumatic, horrible experience of his life, so let's give him a makeover and dress him up like Billy Idol. We can't stop here. It's Zombat country. You know what gets me? We have yet another missed opportunity here. They describe Andrasia as being just like Earth, and the description of the Sentai-only teams is that they've never been seen on Earth before. Why didn't they say that these were Ranger teams from Andrasia? Sure, they still would have been lazy in giving us any information about them, but at least it's some kind of explanation of where they come from. Plus, it really highlights how dangerous the situation is. That Andrasia had their own Power Rangers, their own legacy of teams that could have defied the Armada, and all failed. But of course, we don't get that. We get nothing. Anyway, Orion is able to access the keys of the 6th Rangers because of reasons. Mind you, he's able to access forms that are not supposed to be Rangers, like Daggeron Solaris Knight, or if the pictures on his morpher are to be believed, Robo Knight, and Dino Thunder White Ranger, even though he was the 5th team member, not a 6th Ranger. I don't care what the Sentai says. By the logic of him being an extra Ranger or character or whatever, the Rhino Ranger from Jungle Fury should be a 6th Ranger. Utilizing the 6th Ranger powers also grants him a Zord. What a shocker, another Zord. Although this one at least makes sense for a 6th Ranger to have. No idea where the hell it came from, but there's a simple explanation, yada yada, you get the drill. He gets the Q-Rex Megazord, which they say is based off of the Q-Rex from Time Force, although the similarities are only in their names and the fact that both are dinosaurs. The Q-Rex is pretty cool, very similar in design and feel to the original Dragon Zord. Hell, if this was better written, I probably would have said that it was rebuilt from the Dragon Zord. After all, the original Dragon Zord was never destroyed, and it'd be a pretty great way to truly connect it back to the first season. He gets an upgraded form, basically a battleizer, so he can access all 6 Ranger powers. A power-up 1 episode after he debuts. I'll give you all a moment to pick your jaws up off the floor at that revelation. And it is the most butt-ugly power-up in the world. A huge gold
Wait a minute. It was only 1 episode and they gave him the battleizer?
Yep. I remember that. I saw that. Just fucking heads everywhere. It's so stupid.
At least they didn't do the Zeo thing where you gotta touch it to activate the power. Power Rider.
Oh wait, or did they? Did you fart or something?
No. I know my allergies acting up.
Oh.
All over it. Yeah, might make for a nice, if tacky, display in a home. Not something to wear into combat. But hey, let's remember that he is a tragic figure here with a sad history as a result of his survivor's guilt and overwhelming need for vengeance.
Oh, this shit again?
Yep, that was the beginning part.
Raw emotion and angst he exhibits. Not since Dr. K has seen someone reborn out of so much pain and loss. He also apparently lives in a locker at the high school, which is just goofy enough for me to love. But hey, at least in this episode, The Power of 6, we finally get something that should have been said 30 episodes ago.
So work as a team, expect the unexpected, and may the power protect you.
Or rather, let my stuff protect you. Hey, want some more stuff, guys? I've got like another 10 Zords just sitting in my crawl space. In a filler episode, they gain the ability to combine the Q-Rex and Super Mega Force Megazord together. And by combine, I mean the Megazord gets the Q-Rex's arms. Even the things that are normally awesome feel lazy.
Super Mega Rangers, that's a mega win!
Wow, the filler episode was so pathetic it didn't even earn a Super Mega win. As I said earlier, there was one more tribute episode they did. And it's possibly the laziest of all of them. In the driver's seat, Go-Saver receives an extra-dimensional distress call and summons the Rangers.
Rangers, we've picked up an emergency signal from Corinth.
A portal is opened between the two.
Oh no!
I guess the interdimensional.
Oh no!
Now obsolete, and they're calling for help. However, Gosei is reluctant for them to go through, since he feels that if they go through, Earth will be without its defenders. Except, of course, we've already seen that other Ranger teams are aware of the threat and could be called upon. Hell, just call the Samurai Rangers to go through to the RPM universe. They've been there before in their team-up. Oh, and speaking of that team-up...
Oh, look!
Phase 1 of the plan is complete.
When the skyship travels through the wormhole, Professor Cog seals it behind them, trapping them in the RPM universe. Well, hey, now's the time to correct the mistakes of last year's team-up. Have the full teams meet. Show our heroes what the result of their world being brought to the brink of death could do if they don't beat the Armada. Have Orion in particular reflect on the loss of his world versus an Earth that was all but ended, yet still has crawled back from the apocalypse, showing that there is always hope. Or, you know, have the Rangers meet nobody from RPM, spend their entire time in the skyship, and focus the plot around some random Zord that's out of control. That works too. And yet they do a little character development, as Emma reflects on how many times they've saved the world, causing Orion to wince at that, but still admit he's happy he's met them and can stop the Armada this time.
Wow. Just look at this place. Yeah. It's like stepping into Ranger history.
Wow, this looks...
Nothing like corn, I know. Yep. That's supposed to be corn.
Yup, I'm done. I can't do this no more. I quit. I actually quit this time. I quit.
So, while one goes to the back and the other one cries in the corner.
That is not corn!
Yes, that is not corn that is on the screen right now.
That's...
To tell you the truth, there's also another thing that's a pet peeve of this. The random Zord he's talking about is supposed to be the Red Ranger Zord, but it's not. It's some Formula 1 looking Zord.
And
something that they never use.
And that world is from the freaking Sentai series Go Onger.
Yep.
That's where that's from. The world where the cars are from in Go Onger.
Just to clarify, he's still in the
I want to hang myself.
No, he doesn't.
Somebody give me a rope.
No one's gonna give him a rope.
Jonathan, give me a rope.
He can go fuck himself.
Ryan, give me a rope.
Brian can go fuck himself.
I've already hung myself. This is not my body talk.
Somebody give me extra rope, please.
How about you get your ass over here and let's finish this?
We
still got one more part. Why is that toothbrush in there?
Look, focus on the more important.
Take that toothbrush and stab me with it.
Focus on the more important shit, alright?
Here's the most
Take your shoe and stab me with it, please.
Take your shoe.
Sorry, this is not steel toe.
Make it go through. I don't give a shit.
Alright, let me clarify one thing for y'all.
Oh boy.
Super Mega Force sucks because it can't do well in continuity.
No, we got that. We got that from the beginning. From the beginning.
This is Power Ranger history?
This is not
Power Ranger history.
This is
Continue.
You know what that means? It's gonna get worse.
You know what that means? I'm saying I ain't taking it back either. This is a TikTok show.
Yeah.
This is a TikTok show.
That's not corn, bro.
We know that.
That's not. I'm not even joking when I say that.
That place is supposed to be corn, but it's nothing that looks like corn.
This is TikTok.
Nothing at all like Corinth. I'll grant you, it's probably been a few years for them, and we can assume there's been a lot of reconstruction since Vengeance was defeated. But of course, the real reason it looks like this is because it's just frickin' Sentai footage from Gokaiger's tribute episode to Go Onger, which of course had a completely different setting from RPM. It's the same idiocy as was on display for the Wild Force tribute. No one involved with RPM is actually in the episode, just Professor Cog, a villain from last year's team-up who's alive for some reason. You can't even call it fan service when there isn't any fan service. This is asinine!
Are they lame or just incompetent?
And Professor Cog's little master plan? Yeah, Prince Vakar is pissed that somebody else is taking his glory and possibly destroying the Rangers instead of him, so he goes and fights Cog and his grinders. And there must be some kind of toxic spillage in the air left over from Vengeance, because the Rangers' first plan to deal with the issue, the Turbo Falcon Zord, which I should add is doing nothing wrong but speeding down a giant highway back and forth, is to grab a megaphone and yell at it. Behold their tribute to one of the darkest series Power Rangers ever did. Look, to make a long story short, they tame the Turbo Falcon, return to Earth, and Professor Cog is destroyed for real this time. Next up story-wise is All Hail Prince Vakar. Prince Vakar is destroyed in this episode. Move on. Okay, there is a little more with than that. The Emperor of the Armada sends Vakar a gift, a Megazord that he can use to conquer Earth. We even get a brief flashback that shows Vakar's insecurities, how Damaris, the brown-armored guy, was sent to act as Vakar's adjutant by the Emperor to keep him from being harmed, especially because
he's an empty-headed blunderer, nothing like his brother.
The Rangers destroy him and Argus, his bodyguard. I haven't mentioned him or Damaris by name until now, because they mean nothing to the plot. They have character traits, but they affect nothing overall, so why even bother? So yeah, Vakar fights them for most of the episode, but eventually loses.
Oh, that's
and while occasionally he could tell a funny joke, nothing of real value was lost. All Hail Prince Vakar feels like a two-parter that's been smashed into one part, with rushed pacing as a result. So yeah, Vakar is dead. However,
it's no surprise that my dim-witted brother was too weak to challenge the Rangers.
Yes, an episode that felt like a rushed two-parter now leads us into an actual two-parter. You want to know how lazy the writers were? How much they clearly didn't care at this point? The episodes are called Vrak is Back. Except his name is pronounced Vrak, so the rhyme doesn't work. They couldn't remember how to pronounce the name of their own damn character. Vrak kidnaps Orion.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Vrak drains Orion's life force and loudly exposits his plan to use his energy to block the Rangers' super modes and release a giant drill into the planet. Credit where it's due, kidnapping Orion and using his power to block their super modes is actually pretty clever, since of course we are now back to Ghost Ager footage, meaning no Silver Ranger and no legendary pirates. Of course, instead of having 2 episodes dealing with the first season's leftovers, they could have just had Vrak destroy their powers at the end while dying himself. Then you guys get a fresh start and thus 2 more episodes for, you know, character development or proper tribute episodes. Vrak walks through the Rangers easily, having somehow gained new powers in the intervening 15 episodes that give him his current form. He says he won't kill them yet, just wants to watch them suffer. And I swear you can make an hour-long supercut of the entirety of Power Rangers for every villain who retreats because the Rangers aren't worth it, or they want them to suffer, and then gets their asses kicked later for it. However, he then reveals his next pawn, Robo Knight. Yep, Robo Knight has been in his possession this entire time, probably taken at the end of the last season. Utilizing the powers of the 6th Ranger that Orion has access to, he takes control of Robo Knight, turning him into Dark Robo Knight. Also, 2 monsters that, when destroyed, become new giant drills. Robo Knight, of course, is able to toss the Rangers around too, and yet again, Vrak has them spared so they can suffer. Or rather, to unleash the remaining drills. Not sure why he can't just do it himself, but whatever. I don't know why I'm complaining so much. Vrak is the most competent villain in Megaforce. His plan is actually fairly solid in this 2-parter, and he actually has posed a legitimate threat in the show. And yeah, since they're in Ghost Ager footage again, they remember that they have the Gosei Great Megazord on hand. Upon one of the monsters becoming a drill, Vrak exposits that his plan is to have all 3 drills go to the center of the Earth and utterly destroy it from the inside out. Heading into part 2, Emma is sent in the command ship. Yeah, that exists too, doesn't it? Bet that would have come in handy against the Armada. To try to destroy one of the drills, Bud is unable to make a dent in it. Troy stops the others from attacking Robo Knight with anything too powerful, not wanting him to be injured since they hope to recover him. Unfortunately, when it comes to stuff like that, it means a Robo ass-kicking. Troy takes on Robo Knight alone while the others engage Vrak's remaining monster. The Rangers destroy the monster. They really have little choice here, sadly. And the fight with Troy eventually leads to him being demorphed. And Troy just gets wailed on, desperately trying to get Robo Knight to see reason. It's frankly the most emotion he's shown in the entirety of Megaforce.
Robo Knight!
You have a mission to fulfill! Acting! Of course, that also leads to this.
What the fuck was that? What was that?
Hold on.
What was that?
It's simple to explain.
Go ahead.
Alright, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Alright, Jonathan, come on.
Alright, simple to explain. I said it to you in the very beginning. It's the chosen one.
I love how you saying that with your eyes closed. I love how you say that with your eyes closed.
I wanted to choke you so bad for saying that. I wanted to choke you for saying
that. I want to cut the camera off and then beat you up. Cut the camera.
I told you that from the very beginning.
No, not because you said that from the very beginning. Because you said that with your eyes closed. He's the chosen one.
Who the fuck wrote Goku in Power? What was that?
I tell you the truth, I don't know.
No, and then he screams. You're not touching my bell! Like, what? Sir.
Loud screaming is acting. In certain parts, actually.
Cut the camera off.
I almost turned it
It's like the
in certain parts.
God.
Wow.
Oh my God, this is terrible.
Yep.
Simple explanation for
Ah, shut your inanimate face! Going Super Saiyan and I am a man punching Robo Knight somehow corrects his programming or something. Robo Knight thinks he's damaged beyond repair, but the others plan to bring him back to the command center to be fixed. However, they're distracted by the arrival of the last drill in the ground.
There's one last thing I must do alone. Goodbye, true friends.
Robo Knight returns to Brock's base.
Brock, I will not permit you to activate the drill. Let the woman go, you are under arrest.
Brock, not caring anymore about his underwater base, destroys it to kill both Robo Knight and Orion. As such, Robo Knight carries Orion away with the last of his strength, while the Rangers go to confront Brock and end him once and for all. He activates the drills, and the Rangers fight valiantly, even as Brock causes a solar eclipse, which somehow enhances his power. However, also somehow, the Rangers are able to tap into the eclipse too, because Shut Up and finally destroy Brock, which also somehow stops the drills. On a nearby shore, Orion has washed up, unconscious and drained, but alive. Robo Knight gave the last of his life force to Orion to keep him alive, meaning that at least a part of him will always be with them. Brock is back is still not all that great, since it's pretty much just endless fights and proclamations of the same thing over and over again. But at least I'm invested in a bit of it because of Robo Knight's story. It's a pretty epic finale for him too. The machine built to protect the Earth that never understood humans, sacrificing himself to save a single person and save the Earth. But of course, there are still 3 more episodes to go, so let's dive in.
He's a chosen one.
Oh my God.
If y'all couldn't tell by the video, I do have my eyes closed when I said that.
Brian, are you still here?
No.
No, he ain't here.
No, I'm not. I don't.
Somebody got shot.
Don't. No.
Someone fell outside.
Oh.
Why would you say somebody got shot?
Well, it did sound like a gunshot.
It does
What
sound.
kind of nigga need? What kind of black response? You know what? I quit.
That's how we survive, my boy. That's how we survive.
Well, and for the survival,
For our survival,
I want y'all to understand. Each part of these is gonna be 50 minutes long. It's looking like it because this is 48.
And just know that you all did this to us. We didn't ask for this. Well, Joe asked for this, actually. Yeah.
I thought it was a joke. Damn it, I thought it was a joke. I didn't see any of this. I completely watched Super Sentai for a reason.
I told myself I'm not watching Power Rangers past SPD.
God dang it.
And then you have me, who warns him. who fears him of the great danger above him.
Yeah, well, I'm hard-headed, so...
Whatever Gosei. Anyway.
The nigga wasn't trying to be Gosei. Nigga was trying to be an oracle today, warning you ahead of time that you should prepare your fucking butthole. But look at you now. You hot sauce drinking motherfucker.
Anyway, while these two argue about hot sauce, this your boys, the Ryder brothers. Joe, cut the camera off. For one specific reason.
I want y'all to know, after all this, we're gonna do some Ryder Brothers shit and just talk about Kamen Rider for a hot minute. Don't encourage us with any History of Power Rangers for a while, okay?
Yeah, because even after Super Mega Force, it still goes downhill.
Okay, because
fuck.
Nah, fuck. We out.